I think that's the best and the worst part though about specialization, and we've talked about this with just having a broad knowledge in life.
Yeah.
With specialization, there's a massive consequence in burning out or in hard times not being able to survive off your specialty. I think that's the very frustrating part with it, and I see that with sports. When I used to be a strength and conditioning coach, I saw that with athletes all the time. And I worked with some amazing swimmers. I'm talking top tier. They would outperform a fish. That's not I'm not BSing at all. Like they're like
Yeah.
crazy fast. And the most frustrating part about it, is they would come in with all these nagging injuries, and you find out you're talking to them, and they only swim. They swim at 5. They come and work out, and then they swim at 5
Yep.
5 a.m. And then they go to school, and then they get off work or school, and then they either go to work and then they swim, or they swim and then they go to work, and then they repeat it. And they've just specialized everything in the water. Now it's elevated their swimming ability out of this world, but you start to see them in other settings and other areas of athleticism, and the deficits are alarming.
Yeah.
And it's interesting though because in business too you start to see that. If I hyper focus on uh, foreclosures, like for my business, what if the economy's thriving and we got no foreclosures?
Mm.
I don't
Right.
got no business.
That good point.
You mean I'm sure I'm going to have a trickle in, but it's the same thing in life too. I think if you specialize with what you learn, you almost follow yourself into a tunnel versus like with the podcast. You were able to generalize everything about it. You had to learn not only how to speak, how to ask questions, you had to learn how do I set up the podcast?
Yes.
How far does the microphone go from me? You had to learn pretty much everything from scratch. Hey, shout out Sean for making it a little bit easier on you.
Oh yeah,
Come
absolutely. Yeah.
come check him out at
Definitely.
Studio Mine, number
Yes, yes,
number one
absolutely.
place. But it's just I think specialization, even though it can be great, generalization is almost safer.
Yeah, it's really, since the beginning of time, people have been arguing about this. How should you act? Seems like in our society, though, like just our economy and stuff, it's good to be, hyper focused, be super specialized. But the thing is, life doesn't work that way. You have to know
No.
a million things.
Yes.
You do a million things a day,
Yes.
you know, and you could say like maybe that system brings out the best in society, like the pinnacle, like we see in athletes and people, and like that's what we got. But it's not really realistic.